Hey drivers, it's that time of year again. Winter time's just around the corner. Summer's over, fall just began. So it's time to get the truck set up for the winter time. That means taking it in, getting it all checked out, making sure everything's working good. And I like to start by, of course, underneath the hood. And I usually start with the radiator, have it checked out. If I need a flush, I'll get it flushed, have all new antifreeze put in, make sure it's set up right for the right temperature, and because we don't want to get froze up out there. Then I kind of move into all my hoses up there, making sure they're not weathered. If any need to replace, I get them replaced, because I'd rather get that done now while it's still warm instead of being out along the road and have to call road service out. And once I get done with my air lines, water lines, I like to go into the air system, check out the compressor, make sure it's working right. Just replace my air governor so I know it's good. And that's a little thing to check. It's an inexpensive fix, 25 bucks, and you can do it yourself. And mine was just starting to get a little air leaking out down there at the exhaust, so it was time to get it fixed so I didn't freeze up or it break on me, like I said, when I'm out on the road. Then once I get the air lines, get underneath the engine compartment, get that all checked out, electrical connections, make sure that they're sealed. Some of them I put tape around them because I don't want that chemicals that they're putting on the roads now to get in there and start corroding those electrical connections, because they cause you a lot of problems. I was having a headlight problem with another truck a while back, and I kept losing a headlight. They just kept blowing on me. Come to find out that over time, the mechanics were probing the wires, and that liquid chemical stuff they put on the highways was just getting up there, eating up all the wires, and I had to get the light wiring harness replaced. So that was a $200 fix right there. So make sure you know all those connections are pretty well sealed, and you won't have any problem there. Then I kind of like to come back to underneath the cab of my truck. That's where my air dryer is. Get it checked out. I just had that filter replaced, so I know I'm good there. But the air tanks, even though that air dryer is working, I still like to get those tanks cleaned out, because a lot of moisture gets into those tanks. You start getting that gummy stuff, and it starts going through your air lines, and it will freeze you up real fast. Then once I get done with the tanks, my air lines underneath the truck, make sure there's no bad lines, weathered or anything like that need replaced, I'll get them replaced. And kind of work my way back, start checking my brakes, checking my shocks. I know they're good because I just had 4 new shocks put on there. And make sure my brakes are good. I got no wheel seals leaking. And make sure the brakes are good, adjusted up. And that's another thing that you really need to watch, are those brakes. Make sure they're adjusted up good. And even when you pick up a trailer, I know some of the trailers don't get touched for a long time. Give a little tug on it, see if those brakes are going to hold, because some of them will grab and some of them will not grab, and kind of throw you into maybe a jackknife or something on the ice. So that's another good thing to check out. Once you get your wheels, tires checked out, that's got those replaced too. So I've got all new rubber around the truck, so my tires are in good shape. I move on back to the rear of the truck, make sure all my lights are working back there on the tail. Everything's sealed up back there to where I'm not going to get any of that corrosion built up in there. And I come back up and check out my fifth wheel, because you get all that gunk that builds up around your fifth wheel, the grease and all that from always greasing your fifth wheel. Get it cleaned up, check out the mechanism, make sure everything's working right. So once all that salt and dirt and grime starts getting up there, it's not hanging up on me, and then it works properly and latches right to where it's supposed to. Then my last pet peeve is the batteries. Get those batteries checked out. If they need replaced, replace them. And I was just recently having a little bit of a problem. Didn't realize it, but the truck wouldn't start. It would turn over, but it wouldn't start. And So I got to checking out the batteries, and it was just, I had one of the cables was loose, and got everything tightened down, cleaned up, got all the gunk off of them, and put all that red spray stuff on there to protect the battery terminals, and the truck fired right up with no problem. So just some easy tips. You know, it's October, and now's a good time to start getting on that stuff. No, it gets a little expensive at time when you got to start replacing airlines or a radiator or batteries or anything like that. So now's the time to do it while we still have a couple of months before the hard winter hits. That way, when we're out there on the road, we're not going to be freezing up, because last year was a bad winter, so a lot of guys froze up out on the road. And just things I like to carry with me are the antifreeze for the airlines. If I got to dump some of that in there, I've got it with me to do it. Luckily, I've never had to use it. And make sure your wiper blades, you get the winter blades on there. Carry an extra set with you in the truck, because they do wear out pretty good there. Like I say, this chemicals that they're putting on the roads now, it just eats the rubber up quick. So get you a couple sets of windshield wipers, a couple extra sets of headlights, signal bulbs the same way. Carry all that stuff with you, and you won't be sitting out there along the highway, you know, come wintertime when it's real cold. Truck will start, you are not going to be freezing up, and that's what it's all about. So we'll talk to y'all later, and hopefully some of these hints, little tips, can help you out while you're out on the road. We'll talk to you later. Bye.